It's like you shouldn't watch Star Wars 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. You should watch
No,
4, 5,
you
6, and
watch.
then 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. I don't care what George Lucas says. Okay, he made 1, 2, 3 with the hindsight of 4, 5, and 6. So you're going to watch 4, 5, and 6 first. It is what it
Yeah,
is. You
yeah.
know?
If you watch 1, 2, and 3 without context, you're not gonna finish the series. I'm just
It
telling you
gets
right
boring.
now.
Yeah, it really
Yeah,
does.
you are not gonna. You're like, this is Star Wars. You're not gonna finish.
You'll get boring. You'll get boring really quickly because they throw so much shit at you in 1, 2, like in 1, first of all, because it's so out of this world. 4, 5, and 6, they kind of introduce it to you little bit by little bit because the world was building as it was being made. But now 1, it's already established. They're just adding new things. So it's like, all of a sudden, you gotta watch 4, 5, and 6 first. It is what it is.
Also, I would just say, like, the writing and the directing and pretty much everything, in my opinion, in the original trilogy is way better than it is in the prequels. I mean, the characters in the original trilogy are so fucking likable and iconic that when you get to the prequels, and if that's your introduction to Star Wars,
No way.
I am so sorry.
No way. I am so sorry.
Because it's like these characters are fucking boring and lifeless, and they talk like fucking robots, and it's not Star Wars. I mean, it is because they have their moments, but it's not the Star Wars I think of when I hear Star Wars.
I really feel like they could have gotten a fucking crew that knew how to work with actors. Because you could tell how fucking robotic and monotone some of these performances was. The people who were there working with the actors did not know how people worked. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? It was
honestly,
ridiculous.
In my opinion, I would tell people don't watch episodes 1 and 2. Just watch Clone Wars, the TV show. And then when you're done with that, watch episode 3.
That's fair. Yeah, because 1 and 2 are the worst of its kind. 1 was fine because of the Darth Maul. I love Darth Maul, right? But see, that's the only thing. The only real good redeemable thing in there is Darth Maul, and I really like the effects as well.
He doesn't have a character.
Darth Maul's not even a character. He's a set piece, you know what I mean?
He's just there for a cool fight at the end.
Exactly, right? So there are definitely good moments in 1, but 2 is the worst one out of the entire 6.
Yeah,
We don't talk about 7, 8, 9. So of the 6, 2 was the worst one. Easy. It's just if the performances were better, I wouldn't mind, but they weren't. And I don't blame the actors. They were real young when they were doing it. I blame the direction.
Yeah.
Fucking
sure.
What's his name?
George Lucas.
No, the Anakin's.
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen. I'm 100% behind the idea that he could have pulled a better performance if they actually gave a fuck about his performance.
Yeah, ridiculous. No, Hayden Christensen. They brought him back for the Ahsoka TV show, and Obi-Wan, and so he did a lot of interviews and stuff, and you can tell that he fucking loves Star Wars. Like he loves being Anakin, and genuinely, like you can pull a great performance out of him because from what I've seen from the clips of Ahsoka and Obi-Wan, you can tell that he gives a shit and he's not a bad actor. I think it's George Lucas just is not a good director.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I am 100% that idea is that whoever was directing the interaction, the performances themselves. I'm not talking about the shots because they were good. I'm not talking about special effects because they were good. I'm talking about the performances themselves, which can make or break a movie, was simply non-existent. You understand?
And the thing is, like, George Lucas had full creative control over episodes 1, 2, and 3. And, people don't really like the prequels, but people love the original trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6.
What happened?
The only movie that George Lucas had full creative control in was the first one, A New Hope, episode 4. 5 and 6 were written and directed by different people, but George Lucas gave input on, like, the universe of Star Wars and what he wants to happen, but he didn't direct those movies. They were directed by other people, and I think that's part of why they are so much better, because George Lucas is a man of ideas, but I don't think his execution is very good on those ideas.
I mean, yeah, people always talk about 5, and then the continuation into 6, My thing at the end of the day, man, is the thing is Hayden Christensen at the time was definitely capable of such a performance. Look at 3. I mean, you could. I'm not saying that he was perfect in every single scene because he wasn't. He still gives a robotic tone, but the one thing that I can say without a shadow of a doubt is that Hayden Christensen in 3 can display rage. He can display all of that fear and all of that emotion when he was about to kill the younglings, you know, when he's fighting Obi-Wan, you know, in his face, you can tell that there's a good fucking performance there. It just was not extracted correctly. You understand? Ewan McGregor is kind of impervious to this, even though his performance was inconsistent, because one time he's joking, the other time it's real serious. It's like, make up your mind. You know what I mean? But once again, I don't blame Ewan for that. It's not his fault. It's the direction. That's it. So I don't blame them at all. I don't blame Natalie Portman for her fucking performance, because she's an amazing actress. At that time, she was an amazing actress. It's just that there's no direction, man. You know?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the fucking you can't, if you can't make Samuel Jackson make a badass performance, if you don't give Samuel Jackson a fucking monologue, did you make a movie? Because I don't think you did.
All I think of when I think of Samuel Jackson in Star Wars is his line delivery after Anakin tells him he thinks Palpatine is a Sith Lord. Samuel Jackson just goes, "A Sith Lord?" That shit kills me every time. And he has like the straightest face possible. He's so emotionless.
Well, you see, that's what that is. Is that, remember our point earlier that the characters kind of reflect the actors themselves? This is what happens when the actors have nothing to do with the characters that they're playing. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.